All right, Michael, we got like 6 Power Trac videos up, but not a single one is the walk around, which I could have sworn we had done. So why don't we do that today?
All right, so we picked this thing up probably, I think, last winter from my dad's boss. He said take it, the motor was blown up in it. It was missing parts. And somebody we know also has one of these machines around here.
That was over here getting work done on it.
Yeah, well, that's actually another one.
Oh,
Another guy
okay.
that has
Oh,
another
okay.
one. There's only 3 of these, this one and 2 other ones that I know of
Yeah.
around here. Got it. 4 flat tires, locked up motor, missing curl cylinder, but it was pretty much the way you see it as far as cosmetic.
Yep. Not the bucket though, but
Not the bucket.
we'll mention that again. We'll talk about that.
Headlights were blown out of it,
Okay.
just broken, and the seat was shot, rotted, padding was missing.
Right.
So it really wasn't worth a whole lot the way it sat.
Yep.
But we actually we had a engine to put in it, so I didn't even have to buy an engine. It had a 18 horse Robin Subaru EH63, I believe, was the model. And we had this Robin Subaru 25 horse EH72 to put in it out of a leaf loader.
There it is.
The reason it came out of the leaf loader was one of the cylinder heads was no good. Wouldn't hold the rocker shaft or the rocker arms. Kept throwing the valves out of adjustment.
Yep.
And it had some time on it. It ran good. It didn't smoke, but so we ended up putting an engine in that leaf loader.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got this engine fixed up and put it in this, and it dropped right in. I didn't have to do any modifications. The only thing I had to do was the old engine had a 1-inch crankshaft on it.
Okay.
This one had an 1.1
Mm.
So the engine's coupled together with Lovejoys.
Yep.
So I had to get the same coupler, but for the bigger crankshaft. That was the only setback.
Yep.
But everything else was plug and play. It was pretty easy to swap. We had the engine out of it. I cleaned the tub of it out. It was packed with mud.
Right.
I have a hard time getting parts for this engine because Robin Subaru doesn't make small engines anymore. So it was kind of hard to find parts for
Yep.
such specific parts. You know,
Yeah.
I was trying to fix the head, and I was trying to buy a brand new head.
Right.
I wasn't having much luck with that. I was waiting. Some company said they had one, and I waited weeks for it. Nothing was happening. So I canceled it. I actually called Power Trac directly and said, you guys have a used head hanging around. So they're pretty nice over there. And I said, oh, I'll call you back, I'll look. So he called me back about 10 minutes later and said, yeah, I got a head off an EH72. I said, yeah, you want to sell it? And he goes, yeah. I said, how much? He goes, $50, you can have it. That was a steal because the brand new heads, if you can find them, are like $300.
Yep.
So I was pretty happy to find a head for $50, and that got this project underway. So I was waiting on the engine parts. So I did this head over here. It's replaced. The one with the breather in it had to be replaced. This isn't original to this engine.
Okay.
And then not long after that, I searched eBay for Robin Subaru parts. And I actually found somebody parting out one of these engines, so I bought the opposing head.
Okay.
For parts in case I ever need it. I got an extra starter because the starters are really expensive. I got coils. What else? What else did I get? Maybe that was about it for extra parts, but
Yep.
I was able to reuse the same muffler. This is the original muffler off the old engine. Just put it right back on.
Right.
So like I said, the swap was pretty easy.
Yep.
Same engine pretty much, just more horsepower. So did a crankcase gasket seal while it was out. Head gasket, obviously. I adjusted the valves a couple times already, but
Yep.
put 4 tubes in the tires, got them
Yeah.
up and running. This is actually a new tire. It did come with an extra, or 2 spare tires and wheels.
Okay.
So I actually have a couple extras hanging around, but
Yeah.
I tubed all the tires. I put a new seat on it right from Power Tracs.
Yeah.
I did a couple seals on the pumps after I got it running.
Yep.
I got these off Amazon. These are the Buyers brand LED
Yeah.
headlights. They look just like the originals, but they're LED.
Okay.
So that's why I got them.
Yeah.
Like I said, new curl cylinder.
Yes. We were repacking this morning
Just did that.
that right cylinder, and the left one was done
This one's been done months ago.
and this one's on a video. You can look for that.
As you can tell, this machine's got quick attach, so it's pretty nice.
Yes.
This is the PT418 model.
Right.
So this would be quick attach. They did make a PT180 that didn't have quick attach.
Yeah.
Same horse engine, but non-quick attach, a little cheaper machine. They did make a PT422, which our friend has.
Yep.
It's identical to this machine, but it has a 22 horse Robin Subaru.
And as we've mentioned in a couple of videos, as we scanned past this, we modified that cylinder. I'm not. It's that link, that fixed link, but it's somewhat adjustable, but wasn't adjustable enough. So.
Right, the factory fixed link for some reason really wasn't that good. It had wicked curl back.
Yeah.
If you went to dump, it really didn't want to dump any material out.
Yeah.
So we ended up putting this 3-point hitch adjustable link in. We cut it to shorten it.
Yeah.
But I kind of got a sweet spot now where it works pretty good.
Good.
So with the forks on, it works well. And then with the bucket on, I can open up the bucket
Right.
to dump the load. So it really isn't a big deal.
Yep. As we mentioned in an unrelated video, you've got some attachments after, including the bucket.
The machine did come with the 48-inch rotary mower for the front, and it came with a post hole digger.
Right.
But after I got the machine running and knew I was going to keep it, I bought the bucket, forks, this rake for the front, and I bought a blank attachment plate, and I put a pintle on it so I could move my equipment trailer around the yard.
Right. A lot easier with the ball on the front of a vehicle.
Yep, so it actually handles it pretty well.
Yeah, especially movable up and down. You just go right under it, come up, and then move, go.
Like I said in another video, these machines are expensive. They're like a year ago, they were $9,500.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, I should say, and then they gradually went up in price. I think the last time I looked, they were like $13,500
Yeah.
to buy this machine.
Yeah.
This machine, the guy at Power Tracs in the parts department told me this thing was built February of 2000. So it's a little older, but
Yep.
still pretty good shape.
And for those who've never seen anything like this or whatever, it's all hydraulic.
Yeah, it's pretty much all-wheel drive. It's pretty
Yeah.
hard to get this thing stuck.
Yeah.
It articulates, so it steers in the middle here.
Right. So fluid drive.
Yep, it's got the hydraulic tanks here. This is your hydraulic tank.
Yeah.
Hydraulic filters here.
Right.
Your hydrostatic pump is here to drive the machine off the front of the engine. Then on the back of the engine is your steering and PTO pump. So this will control your steering, obviously, and this will control any PTO accessories off the front, like the mower that needs hydraulic flow, the post hole digger.
Yep.
The later Power Tracs, like probably the 422 model, had a hydraulic cooler. They actually had a cooler and fan. This machine had kind of a setup for it, but it didn't have anything, so we put this cooling fan in.
Yep.
To try to, in the summertime, suck the heat off this engine, because it's not really the best setup for cooling.
It's an automotive fan that was lying around here for a long time.
Yep, so we got it working, wired up to the battery. So I run that in the summertime.
Yep.
This time of year I don't really need
Right.
it, but sitting in the tub here, this engine doesn't get a whole lot of cooling.
Right.
Or not what I think it should be getting.
Yeah. Not a lot of airflow. I mean, it's got open grid, but it doesn't flow air, really.
Yeah. And somebody had put this hitch on the back of it, which has actually come in handy. This isn't original. probably for, you know, moving a log splitter around or something, but
Yep.
it's actually tied into the machine really well, so it's come in handy for moving my little 5x8
Right.
trailer around that I have.
Right.
Just pretty handy machine to have around.
Yeah.
Like I said, the people at Power Trac are real friendly, and the guy in the parts department knows what he's talking about. It's got nice service from them.
Yeah, that's good. That's a big help.
In case anybody's looking for a machine for their yard, it's definitely a nice
Yeah,
machine to
multi-purpose.
have. Like I said, they have tons of attachments available: buckets, forks,
Yep.
mowers, snow plows, winches. They got everything for this thing.
Yeah.
Implement prices are kind of up there, but you know, it's you get what you pay for. That's what I say.
Right.
It's
All
pretty
right.
nice. I bought the attachments and they shipped them up here. They're pretty easy to get set up, and definitely like that 4-in-1 bucket. I have one at work that we use that's been real handy, so I kind of got a
Yep.
liking for the 4-in-1 bucket.
Yeah.
It's actually come in handy around here for picking up small trees and
Yep.
just going into stone piles.
And you can cart around anything, like even heavy parts or whatever with it. Just drive up and.
Yep, this machine, they rate it for like 800 pounds
Mhm.
lift capacity, and it definitely will do that. It picks the back end off the ground before it ever runs out of lift power.
Right.
So I need to put some weight on the back, maybe fill
Yeah.
the tires, and so I'll have to get to that one. But
Yeah.
and they do. Here's your PTO outputs, you know, for your flow outputs for your
Okay.
implements. So you hook up here.
Right.
These hoses here are for the quick attach cylinder. So when you run the 4-in-1 bucket, you just undo these and couple these, and just leave these here. Pretty simple.
It's good. So this is a 2000, you said.
Yep, it's older, but
Right.
it's still in pretty good shape.
First time I was putting up videos, I forgot how to spell this Power Trac. Is it written on here? I mean, I've already got the
Yeah,
videos
it's-
now. There we go. Power Trac.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
on the seat.
Okay.
It's a pretty cool thing on
Yeah.
the seat here.
Yeah. Power Trac.
They make bigger machines, like
Power Trac.
medium, compact sized, you know, 35, 40 horsepower.
Mm,
The only machines I've ever seen are these.
right. And they're not common in my
Nope. I got this
Whatever,
one, and then like I
recollection.
said, we know 2 other people with them, and
yeah.
they love them for what
Yeah.
they are.
I hadn't ever noted one before. One showed up here.
Yep, that one that showed up here for work was a PT 425, 25 horse Robin Subaru, just like this one, but it had a little more lift height and lift, you know, higher.
Yep.
It's about the only difference that I could tell. Same, and it had a canopy on it too.
That's right.
But other than that, it's pretty much the same machine.
Right.
And then our friend has a PT 422, which is equivalent to this. Like I said, just 22 horsepower, but same lift height. And he actually bought 2 of those machines.
Mm,
He had an old one. He bought a newer one. He's liked it.
yeah.
The only thing I got to do to it still is hook up the parking brake. Somebody took all the cables and stuff out of it. So it's kind of annoying if you want to stop somewhere and it wants to.
Yep.
Pretty good about staying where you put it, but
Yeah, the hydraulics tend to keep moving under
yeah.
residual pressure or
So
whatever.
I need to call them up and order all the parking brake
Yeah.
hardware, cables, get that going. But
Yep.
yeah, did a lot of work to it
Yeah.
to get it usable again.
Right.
I like it for what it is. It's a pretty handy little tough machine.
Yep. Cool. Well, I've already had some good luck with it, so.
Yeah, we had a pile of dirt in our yard, and I don't know how many yards of material it was. It was 3 or 4 yards of dirt. I moved it from one part of the yard to the other with that little bucket,
Mm-hmm.
and it moved it pretty fast. I was
Yeah.
actually pretty impressed. So that was probably the only real major work it's done. I've cut the yard with it a couple times using the mower. And
Right.
the buckets come in handy for moving stone, topsoil. I haven't really used the rake yet, or the forks I've used a couple times, but
Yeah.
we did build a rack. I don't know if you want to show them the rack we built for the forks.
Sure. Why don't we do that? We do have a video on making it. We did a bunch of metal cutting and
Show them.
welding.
Usually when you buy a set of forks, it comes with some sort of rack for the back so you can hook something to, or so it keeps whatever you're lifting from sliding into you. But
Right.
it's a pretty basic set of forks. It's just the forks themselves, and the attachment plate was all there ever was. So I wanted a rack so it would keep stuff from sliding into me, and I welded a hook to it
Yep.
so I could hook something to it and pick up or whatever.
It's been an icy spring. We've had to watch our footing quite a number of days, February into March. It's getting grippy now, mostly.
I'm happy that I bought these attachments when I did, because I went on their website not too long ago and looked up everything again, and
Yep.
that 4-in-1 bucket went up a couple $100
Boy.
along with everything else. So they had
Right.
a price change when the new year came in. So I'm kind of happy I got locked into the old price.
Yeah, a lot of people talking about lots of stuff going up. I'm not sure you can blame everything on current events in the last 2 years, but probably part of it.
So it's kind of hard to tell with the snow on it, but here's the rake I bought.
Okay.
Pretty heavy duty tines on it.
Yeah.
Pretty easy to hook up. You can just pick it up, put it in the quick attach plate, use it. This is the post hole digger. When I got it, it didn't have the bit in it, so I
Yep.
bought kind of a universal, good sized bit for doing a lot of things.
Right.
So that came with my order of attachments.
Yep.
And then here's the mower that I
Yeah.
used a couple times so far. Pretty easy. Again, you just drive into it, hook up, put your 2 hoses on. Got
Yeah.
your caster wheels in the front, little hydraulic motor here to run the blades.
Yeah. I saw you using this one day, and I thought we caught video on it, but like I said, I think we got about 6 Power Trac videos up, but I don't know if the mower made it into a video or not.
And then over here, I have the forks. Actually, I was just using them the other day. They're over here.
Right.
Forks. When I
So-
got them, it was just the forks
Yep.
and the plate here.
Yeah.
But we made this rack,
Right.
all this, the bracing, so it's a little more useful now and safe
Yeah.
for when you're picking up something. Because believe me, the machine will pick up something giant that it
Yeah.
really shouldn't be picking up, and then you don't need it sliding into you.
Right.
So I've had that happen.
And the hook is to secure stuff down the front.
Yep,
I
we
think
love
you
this
mentioned that a
hook.
few minutes ago.
Yep. So these forks are actually a lot more handy now with this rack on.
Yeah.
And they're easy to move. They're such lightweight.
Yeah.
I could pick it up still, and
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good improvement on the basic design. It was definitely usability improvement there. Yeah, a little bit of safety.
in case anybody's wondering why it's so tall, I wanted it kind of like that because when you're sitting in the seat running the machine, this is actually, believe it or not, a good height for when it's it's in at a
Yeah.
perfect height for when you're picking up something. I didn't want it too short, and obviously you don't
Yeah.
want it too tall.
Right. And you can run it tilted back. You know, if you got to go over some terrain or something, you got the forks tilted up, so
Right.
you want your back on it
Yep,
a little
it's-
higher
It's
than
about as tall as you'd want it when you
Yeah.
have it curled back. It gets
Yeah.
close to the loader arms, but
right.
it works.
Cool.
So like I said, if anybody ever wants a machine for their yard, I highly recommend it.
Yep. It wouldn't be too bad out in Wyoming. It's low slung, so because I got a lot of short little slopes and stuff, but it wouldn't be too bad out there. 4-wheel drive, lots of attachments, but we'll see.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Michael.
Yep.
See you, YouTube.